Okay. Um, One of the big reasons why I haven't been posting a lot of videos, um, other than gestures at basically everything that's going on in the United States right now, is that frankly it's getting a little. If I think showing you stuff on computer screen is boring, then you most definitely are going to think it's boring. Um, but I did want to check in with everyone. Hello, patrons. Thank you for following me. And I wanted to update you on some of the things that I've been working on. And again, I've been really working very hard on the Nandor Honti bedroom stuff because I decided I wanted to work using a floral motif. And you can see here's the bed, here's the pillowpiece, and then the headboard and the footboard, headboard and footboard. This upcoming week, it's either Monday or Tuesday, we are headed out, and I'm going to stop by the library and make some copies so I can do some tests on some of these because I didn't realize I hadn't actually done the tests on the Nandor Honti stuff, all of it. So, this, these took me for flippin' ever. And I say that with the greatest humility, I guess you could say. I loved putting these together. It's just that every little element took so much time to put together because, again, it's not, I'm planning the whole illustrative element as I'm going along and making all those choices. And I talked about that in one of the videos. And some of these, let me see how, this is 1,131% in big end. And you can see I was still like going in and making sure everything was where I wanted it to go, adding extra lines, figuring out how to add things, the push and pull. I'm not very good with the layers palette on Inkscape as I am on the one with GIMP. And I think it's simply because I'm more experienced working in a photo retouching program with layers. And all that means is I can work on, let's just say for this one, all of the large background elements. You know, the furniture is one layer. And then the large flowers and their placement along with these kind of rays, these ribbony little elements, that's a second layer. And then all these little fiddly bits are a third layer. So what that means is while I'm working, if I'm working on little fiddly bits, I'm not going to accidentally move anything around, which is a super way to do it. You can also have different layers with different colors on them. So I could do something that was like, this would be all like warm tones, and then do one in all cool tones, and then do, you kind of see what I'm doing there, where I'm going. So I really like that. These large flowers are the ones that I did in Illustrator, then exported and cleaned up in GIMP, and then re-imported them. So basically I can just go over here and hit import, and it takes me to where these are some of the flowers. If I want to go for flowers for Nandor Honti pieces, this is where I've got all of these flowers. So if I hit bacon flower, I can hit that, hit open, and it will pull up the illustration. Now, one of the reasons that I did this is because when you're making things larger or smaller, in this Inkscape program, you've heard me talk about line weights. I can change individual line weights. Now, if I make something that's this size, this large size, and then try to make it smaller, the line weights are going to be wrong. But if I export them, everything is fixed, which means I can make this as big as I want it to be or as small as I want it to be without having to sacrifice having to go back and change all of the line weights. So when I hit upon that, I was in the right direction. These little fiddly bits still need to be designed. And I think I talked too about the fact that one thing it doesn't seem to, because this is right now at 4,500 percent of original, and you can definitely see the difference between these lines and the lines drawn. However, when I go back down, you're not seeing any difference. These may appear a little bit more gray-like, but it's not really a huge difference. So I have the bed done. Let me go ahead and just save this before I get smaller in it. And I went on and started working on the redesigned dressing table. And you can see here, I got this done in all of these illustrative elements were done in one day. And I'll tell you the reason why. You can probably guess part of it. These are the two little cabinets that go to either side of where the mirror is. And you can tell here that there's a copy paste element here. The reason I did these as two completely different designs is so that maybe you want to have, depending on where you place them, you'll get this showing on the outside, this showing on the inside a little bit, or vice versa. You know, dealer's choice. I do need to change this one though. I wonder if I can just go ahead and grab that and let's see. There we go. And now we have them on opposite sides. Now, what I did here, which is proving to be an absolute magical godsend, that it's, my husband calls this Katie in the IKEA. And everyone's been in IKEA where you have to wander around and you have to go certain ways. Well, I kind of have to do things my own way. And sometimes that means I need to take the long way. So if we come in here and look at these elements, and it was these elements right here, these little wavy, fingerprinty kinds of things that were driving me nuts, because I really wanted to place them in a very particular way. And working with I'm not good enough at working with the layers palette here, because this is the layers palette. So you can see I'm an absolute mess in here. I went through and cleaned a lot of stuff up and ended up deleting a bunch of layers because I had them so convoluted. It was causing me a lot of, I was just angry and I needed to get rid of them. But what finally kind of gelled for me is when I had to add this element in here. And I always call this cheating. This is an element that is extending underneath. And I could not for the life of me get everything where I wanted it and layered the correct way without having to do something with this. And one of the things that kind of occasionally, for lack of a nicer word, pisses me off, and I need to learn more about this Inkscape program, is I wish I could just come in and erase bits. Take an eraser tool, select around things and erase it. And again, I think I just need some more time to learn the program. Sorry, I'm seeing something that's wrong here and I need to go grab it. You probably saw that. And you can see that this is a live illustration, meaning I can come in and actively grab these little bits and change them around, because you can see the little path lines flashing. But if we come over here, let's go up to this one. This one, I'm going to get that same tool. There's no flashing. no flashing at all. And what I finally, like, there's a part of me that's just like, this is the Katie in the IKEA. It's like, duh, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Let's go ahead and zero in. Can you see, this is, again, 4,500. This is now not something live that I can work with. This is something that I built. I really think I need to move that flower in. This is something that I built and then exported into GIMP, this little photo program over here. I'm just going to open this up. And then altered. Because what I realized that I could do is that if it's contained within, or even if it's overlapping outside of something a little bit, I can export it to GIMP. And because it's a PNG, which means I can reduce and get rid of the background, that I can go in and make changes and just export the entire thing and place it. Now, what this means, I'm opening up my GIMP files now, is that, let me get that. Okay, you go away for a second. Bye-bye. Go away. What this means, let's see, is that I just have to design the parts that are going in, the illustrative elements, then export them. This is going to mean a lot less messiness over here. So I created another, like a landing pad sort of thing over here for elements. And let's see, there were some, this element I wanted to create as something I could just drop in. You can see here is the original for that top. And you can see I've got things hanging around here. And let's say, you know, I really am kind of not happy with that flower being so small. So I'm going to come in and let's import, I don't want the bacon flower. Flower is used for Nandor Honti. I want, not the pointy, yeah, I want it's the tiny one. And which one did I want? Did I want this one or I want that one? They are the same. I'm going to grab this one, the whole flower. So now, like I did before, I can go ahead and smaller in it. Pardon. And like I said, I realized I want this bigger. But again, the designer in me, sorry for all the wiggling. Again, I keep telling you guys, I don't want it up there. It needs to be more like right about here. Okay, and then from this point, this is where the graphic designer is like, okay, which way do I want it to go? No? I think I want it that way. But you can see I have some things that are hanging over the edge. I could just leave it like that, or I can just send it to bottom. And you can see I send it to bottom, and I've still got this here. So let's just say that this is what I wanted. Okay, do I want it? I'm looking at these lines right here. Again, it's the graphic designer in me. I can't help it. I need to pick there we go. I think that'll work. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I select this, and you can see it shows up here. I'm only exporting this. I'm also exporting these at a really high, this is 800 DPI. I'm going to export this again. I'm going to add 2 on that because I want to have the other one as an option. That's why I didn't delete this. So I'm just going to, and if you were, there's a part of me that is a graphic designer. I have to like save every, ooh, hey, there I am. Ooh, I got my hair cut. See, my hair kind of cut. Okay. So now let's open up, go in to desktop. Okay. Need to clean my glasses. For Honti pieces. And this was, okay, pointed runner, pointed pedal, pointed round. Which one was this again? It wasn't 5-finger long. It was, okay, this is gonna, no, wait, I didn't save it there. Gosh, I'm dumb. Floral elements, and this was version 2. You can see I kind of start, you know, lots of versions of things, and this is, okay, version, swirls, originals, not going to use. Where did I save this? I know I saved this. I may have accidentally saved this in another location. Okay, go back to bedroom furniture. This is embarrassing. Okay, I'm going to go straight into these. Okay, it should be in here. Version 2. Okay. Let's see. Where did I put this? Okay, SVG times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. This is seriously embarrassing. Smallest petunia times 3 versions, times 3 versions. Okay, bedroom furniture, going back into bedroom furniture. I was in the wrong place. I was in the really wrong place. There we go. There we go. I should have been in the PNG folder. Okay, so you can see here, I've pulled it up, and I can now come in and make corrections. And the way that I'm doing that is I'm not exactly, you know, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, I need this. I really wish this one particular angle tool had a better way of doing this. But I can come in here, and this right here is 400 times the size. And I can come in here and very carefully delete all of the pieces. Spacing, angle, 90. And it does this thing where the hardness will go like, come on, I want 100%. Its default is lower, and I don't like that. I need to figure out how I can set my own defaults. But there's a part of me, it's like, I want to set my own defaults, but like, as soon as I'm done working on this program, I'm like, well, whatever. But you can see now how I can come in, and I usually make this a little larger, so I'm dealing more with individualized pixels. And you can see that's that little bit of bleed, that little grayish area right there. And then I basically just come in and carefully clean up the document. And then once this is done, I can simply export it in, and instead of being, let's say, 300 different paths, it ends up just being one image. And these are fairly easy to clean up. These angle bits over here, if I come in here, grab my tool again, got to come down, and I need to do -45. Well, I guess I'll do the one on the bottom because I put in -45. And I think this is -42 because that does not look right. Because that's not quite a 45-degree angle. If I come in and grab this, because I want this to fit together, it's like a 42.5 kind of thing. I can get in here and get a little bit more. But you can see now how I can come in and grab and get rid of things, and then just, ooh, yuck, export it. Yeah, I need to come in and fix that angle. But you can see how that's making it way easier for me to pull things in, drop things in. And it just means I just have to have, and especially with, have to have things where I want them. Like this one, when I did it, for some reason, when I selected it for sending it, exporting it, it was like missing this element, this one element. And I got all the way through it, placed it, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's like, kidding me? I mean, it was a quick fix. It took me like 5 minutes to fix, but it just like bugged. So this is helping a lot. This is helping a lot. So the rest of the Nandor Honti furniture, most of it should fly along pretty easily. Because I want the Nandor Honti bedroom stuff is what I want is the next bedroom stuff. I think that and the Monnier beds and the armoire. So, yikes. So that'll be coming in the next week. The practice pieces. The part that's just absolutely like mind-numbing for me is I know these take so long to do, and this is not terribly exciting work for you to watch. But once it's done, that's when all the exciting bits will really begin to happen. So, with that said, thank you, patrons, for sticking around with me. I know that sometimes I am, like, not the most... writing checks, my butt's not cashing. But thank you for sticking around with me. I'm going to finish this bit up and then export it back into the document because I do like this element being larger. That half thing was just, something wasn't right. This now is now, I've got my triangle elements. And I'm working on some other design elements with this kind of stuff, just kind of having fun with lines, I guess you would say. And I'll talk about those in another video. I'm also going to attach something that I found online and cleaned it up a little bit for you guys. It is the absolute cutest, stinking cutest little thing. And I'll talk more about the artist and what I'm doing with regards to that artist below in the chatty bit. So, please, this time next week, I want to be putting furniture together and working with colored pencil and watercolor. So, again, thank you. Enjoy the little download that I attached, and I'll see you in the next video.